Amid the rising tensions across the Taiwan Strait, an unexpected name has surged to the center of political controversy: Liu Zhenya, also known as Yaya. A mother of three, a mainland-born wife living in Taiwan, yet she's become the unexpected spark of an unprecedented media firestorm. On March 25th, she boarded a plane, leaving Taiwan to return to the mainland, back to the embrace of the motherland she claimed to miss dearly. But the real surprise came just as she landed. A group of masked individuals, appearing highly professional, whisked her away immediately. All live streams from the scene were abruptly cut off. And from that moment, she was granted a privilege beyond what ordinary citizens ever experience. Something she could never have felt in Taiwan. So who exactly is Liu Zhenya? A lone actor acting on her own? Or a planted pawn in a much larger game? What really happened to Liu Zhenya? Let's break it down. Hot Mom Douyin star Liu Zhenya sparks online firestorm. Liu Zhenya, born in Hunan, China, came to Taiwan through a spousal visa. On Douyin, under the handle Yaya in Taiwan, she crafted an image of a simple, relatable woman, amassing over 400,000 followers. But behind those everyday lifestyle videos lay a clear political message: vocal support for China's use of force to unify with Taiwan. Statements like, "American weapons are no match for China's," or encouraging her daughter to say, "Chinese warships will destroy Taiwan," weren't just personal opinions. They were bullets in an ongoing war of perception. What raised eyebrows even more was her account bio, where she claimed to be an advisor for agricultural cultural exchange between Heilongjiang and Taiwan, and youth exchange ambassador across the Taiwan Strait. But this presented the first oddity. Liu is from Hunan and has no known ties to Heilongjiang. So why the Heilongjiang titles? Taiwanese authorities were not blind to her presence. The National Immigration Agency investigated and concluded that her statements violated the act governing relations between the people of the Taiwan area and the mainland area. Her residency permit was revoked, and she was ordered to leave Taiwan by midnight on March 25, 2025. This wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. Taiwan deemed her a national security threat, someone capable of stirring public sentiment and potentially inciting internal unrest. Initially, Liu pushed back. She held a press conference, sought support from civil groups, and published an open letter titled "To My Fellow Taiwanese," denying support for violent unification. But her past videos, dozens of clips advocating force, circulated widely online, exposing deep contradictions in her narrative. By March 24th, she abruptly changed her stance and boarded a flight from Songshan Airport to Fuzhou. In a follow-up interview, she stated, "I don't admit guilt. I just don't want a legal stain preventing my return." A declaration that made her intentions clear. She's planning to come back after her 5-year entry ban ends. Did Liu Zhenya receive money from the Chinese government? On March 16th, a friend of internet user Luo Xiang made a striking claim. Individuals like Liu Zhenya, though holding Taiwanese immigration status, had allegedly accepted money from China to promote messages supporting armed unification. Specifically, Liu's parents in mainland China reportedly received 3,000 yuan per month from the United Front Work Department. On holidays, local authorities even visit with gifts. The department, according to the claim, provides a pre-written script and nearly identical lines for these individuals to broadcast in their videos. The post also quoted a netizen saying, "This isn't just KOL behavior. It's a strategic, targeted campaign of psychological warfare, carefully orchestrated by China's United Front." The Taiwanese government, it warned, should not underestimate this style of propaganda. It's a test run, probing the public and governmental response before any potential military aggression. After all, the Chinese Communist Party used similar tactics to defeat the Kuomintang and seize control of the mainland. Whether these claims are accurate remains unverifiable. And naturally, Liu Zhenya denies them. But even users within mainland China have begun exposing her contradictions, pointing out the gap between what she says and what she does. One blogger raised a blunt question on a talk show. If you really love mainland China, then why did you marry and settle in Taiwan? Why not stay in Hunan? You say you love the mainland, yet choose to live in Taiwan. You can't say one thing and do another. In reality, Liu had already been summoned for questioning by Taiwan's immigration department. During the session, she claimed that her videos were originally intended to promote peace and cross-strait exchange, and insisted she never profited during the height of her content's popularity. That's what she said. But is it true? One Chinese netizen turned on their camera and opened Liu's Douyin account. What they uncovered painted a different story, one that contradicted Liu's words. Not only was she earning money, but the figures were substantial. The user pointed out, this is clearly a commercial collaboration, a money-making model. Look, she's in Taiwan, then she goes back. Tap on her product page, product window based in Taiwan. Some items sold poorly, but others sold in massive volumes. Switch to sales priority mode. Her best-selling item? 1,655,000 units sold. Another? 340,000. Many others exceeded 250,000 sales. It's just impossible to fit them all in one screenshot. She's promoting a ton of products. These facts highlight the inconsistencies between Liu Zhenya's statements and her actions. She claimed she wasn't earning from views, but the data clearly shows hidden financial motives. She said she had no team, no backing, and no money from China. But her use of Douyin's star map for brand deals and her own product store suggests otherwise. Her income sources are far from transparent and directly contradict her public claims. For personal gain, she's willing to lie and mislead. Worse still, her rhetoric bears clear signs of political manipulation. Her calls for armed unification align perfectly with the Chinese Communist Party's strategy of cognitive warfare. After being exposed, she tried to mask the truth, even performing emotionally in front of the camera. These actions reveal a person lacking integrity, untrustworthy, and deeply compromised. Is Liu Zhenya really just a normal mom? According to Epoch Times, on the morning of March 25th, Liu Zhenya held a press conference near Taiwan's Ministry of the Interior, calling for the cancellation of the administrative penalty against her. Footage from the scene showed a chaotic mix of supporters and protesters. Among the few who supported her was a man appearing for the first time, claiming to be Yaya's husband. He spoke in Taiwanese, said he was a local, and called for fair treatment under the law. But when he introduced himself with the surname Yu, it raised eyebrows. Public records show that Liu's Taiwanese husband is surnamed Huang. Taiwanese netizens were quick to share a screenshot from the Supreme Court's press release regarding Liu Zhenya's appeal for a stay of execution. It clearly stated that the applicant was a Chinese citizen married to a Taiwanese national, surnamed Huang, with 2 sons and 1 daughter. This sparked serious doubt. Was this man really her husband? If so, why the surname mismatch? Could he be her ex-husband from the mainland? Rumors had previously suggested that Liu divorced her mainland husband before marrying in Taiwan, later divorcing again and remarrying her former husband, then bringing her parents, husband, and children to Taiwan. Taking all recent developments into account, it's clear that Liu Zhenya, aka Yaya, is far from the ordinary mother she portrays. Just look at how she operates. From legal warfare to media manipulation to psychological tactics, she's been active on all 3 fronts. First, the legal war. Liu wasn't the naive victim many assumed. When Taiwan's immigration agency revoked her residency and ordered her to leave by March 25th, she fought back. Though her appeal was rejected by the High Administrative Court, she didn't stop, filing again with the Supreme Administrative Court. Her knowledge of Taiwan's legal system was clearly advanced. Could an average mother navigate this so skillfully? Next, the media war. Yaya wasn't alone. Several pro-China Taiwanese figures defended her publicly. Influential voices on radio, TV, and social media argued that her calls for armed unification were merely an expression of free speech. Even former KMT official and lawyer Ye joined her legal team. Yet none of it worked. Taiwan's judiciary, from the High Administrative Court to immigration authorities, stood firm. Yaya must leave. No amount of noise could overturn the law. Finally, the psychological war. Yaya didn't stop at press conferences and tears. She invoked international conventions like the Convention on the Rights of the Child to stir emotional sympathy. But Taiwan is not easily swayed. This is a society built on rule of law. Simple example, if a red light says no left turn and you do it anyway, you don't just get fined, you risk causing an accident. Yaya crossed a legal line, and now she must face the consequences. Looking at these three fronts, legal, media, and psychological, we recognize the hallmarks of the Chinese Communist Party's three warfares strategy. Cognitive warfare, designed to destabilize from within. Taiwanese political commentator Wen Langdong pointed this out on Facebook, writing, "Yaya's pro-war rhetoric isn't spontaneous. It echoes Xi Jinping's ideology. This sophisticated propaganda tactic proves she's no ordinary woman. She's part of Beijing's information warfare machine." The truth is, Yaya isn't just a mother of three. She self-identifies as a cultural exchange advisor for Heilongjiang Taiwan Agriculture and Cross-Strait Youth Exchange Ambassador, titles that have no connection to her native Hunan. So who gave her these roles? The likely answer? The CCP's United Front Work Department, known for disguising political campaigns under the veil of cultural exchange. So dear viewers, do you still believe Yaya is just a regular mom? Let me know what you think. Was Liu Zhenya planted in Taiwan? Liu Zhenya's flight landed at Changle Airport in Fuzhou at 10 p.m. But what happened next is what truly raised eyebrows. A group of more than a dozen people, men in jackets, women with ponytails, all wearing masks, appeared and surrounded Liu like a trained security team. She handed a large suitcase to a man in a baseball cap, carried only a small bag herself, and left quietly. No fear, no confusion. Her calm, deliberate actions suggested clear preparation. Live streams at the airport were abruptly cut off. Most videos were deleted, with only a few short clips managing to circulate abroad. This wasn't how an ordinary citizen is received. This looked like a coordinated operation, most likely involving Chinese security agencies. Paired with her mysterious Heilongjiang titles, it's reasonable to suspect Liu Zhenya may not have been acting alone. She could be a planted agent, embedded by China's Cognitive Warfare Department, with the mission to spread propaganda in Taiwan, then quietly extracted when her cover fell apart. Liu Zhenya's case isn't just a personal incident, it reflects a larger strategy from Beijing. The Chinese Communist Party has long employed so-called civilian ambassadors as tools in its cognitive warfare arsenal, designed to stir internal division in Taiwan and manipulate public sentiment. But this time, it backfired. On both sides of the strait, people, both pro-unification mainlanders and anti-unification Taiwanese, found rare consensus. Liu had to go. Ironically, Liu Zhenya, who loudly called for armed unification, clung desperately to stay in Taiwan until the very last minute. China responded by accusing Taiwan of bullying cross-strait families. But Taipei stood firm. Calls for violent unification cannot be tolerated, said Taiwan's Interior Minister Lin Yuchang. He added, she's not an ordinary mother. She launched legal warfare, media warfare, and psychological warfare. So who is Liu Zhenya in this geopolitical chess game? A patriotic influencer cashing in on nationalism? Or a pawn deployed by Beijing's cognitive warfare apparatus, discarded the moment she lost value? Her sudden disappearance in Fuzhou, along with her VIP reception, makes it clear she is no ordinary citizen. But more than that, this episode isn't about one person. It's a sharp reminder of the ongoing, high-stakes battle across the Taiwan Strait. One side using infiltration and propaganda, the other holding its ground to defend sovereignty. Liu Zhenya may have exited the stage, but the impact she left behind is still echoing. In the age of cognitive warfare, no one is ever quite as ordinary as they appear. What do you think about Liu Zhenya? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.